Studies show that listening to classical music can temporarily raise your IQ.
I feel pretty smart.
If you're looking for the opposite effect, just stay tuned.
The Alan Cox Show.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Fun times in Cleveland today. Cleveland. Come on down to Cleveland town, everyone. Come and look at both of our buildings. Buy some food that's prepared near the street. Who knows, you might even see this guy. You should come on down to West 6th Street.
You ever met this young man, Bill? Michael Polk Jr.? Can you imagine 15 years ago if you told this guy, hey, someday you're going to be a news anchor? You go, nah, I don't know about that.
Makes sense.
It tracks, yeah.
He's the guy who invented Cleveland, yeah!
Oh, Mike Polk, of course, 13 million views later, the hastily made Cleveland tourism video, still as timely as ever because Cleveland, Ohio, one of the most affordable major cities in the world.
That's nice. We did it.
That's a fitting response.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who could blame us for, it's funny because the Polk's classic Cleveland tourism video, it's old now. And Cleveland did look like a very different place. I was regaling, when I was at my appearance on Saturday at Portage Lakes, I was talking to someone about just that because I was talking to a woman and her husband who had been in Ohio now for a while. And they live out there at Portage Lakes. And I asked her where she was from. She's from Bloomington, Illinois, which is where Illinois State University is. So we were kind of kibitzing a little bit on Illinois. But ironically, when she had moved for work, she moved to Kalamazoo, Michigan, which was the first place that I moved. My first full-time job at radio was in Kalamazoo. And she was there the same time I was. But then she moved to Ohio and met her husband and blah, blah, blah. But I was talking about how, this Christmas, I will have been here 15 years. And trust me, no one's more surprised than I am. But when we first moved here, it was a very different place around here. I don't think that you could make you couldn't do that bit now. The hastily made Cleveland tourism.
No, not.
Because obviously Cleveland has had its glow up since then. But it's still relatively inexpensive. Now, the reason that these things always kind of trip me up is because I think of Cleveland as the area.
Right.
Whereas they're talking about Cleveland. Where you can get a house for, $8,000 or whatever. In some parts, yes. They ranked affordability among 94 major American cities. And Cleveland came in fourth. Not every city has bounced back from the pandemic. They wrote it up it was Forbes magazine or Bloomberg or something not long ago. They wrote up a whole piece on how Cleveland should be a model for cities trying to bounce back with their downtown, with the mixture of retail and residence and commerce. That Cleveland, there are a lot of cities that are having a real hard time coming back from that. Places like Phoenix and whatever the cool spots are, not just Phoenix, but there's smaller areas that are really kind of having their glow up, like Boise, Idaho. It's a college town, but there's a lot of people moving to Idaho because, listen, some of them are moving from more expensive states. A lot of people are moving to Idaho because they're a little more lenient on things like white power. And, Charlotte is still really blowing up, but Cleveland remains a place where your money goes a long way. Came in fourth, behind Rochester, New York, St. Louis. Pittsburgh was the number one most affordable major city. Now, they say in the world, but these are all I guess Edmonton, Alberta, and Canada. But If they say in the world and 9 of the top 10 are in the United States, I'm not sure what
Seems like North America.
Oh, yeah, it says the world. And then they have the least affordable major cities in the world, and Hong Kong is at the. So listen, if you were somebody in Cleveland and you go, well, this is the year. This is the year I'm going to pull the trigger and finally make that move to Hong Kong.
It's going to cost you.
Maybe take a second. Maybe reevaluate your priorities. And you go, fine, then I'll go to Vancouver. Well, they're having a hard time too. L.A., Honolulu, San Jose, San Francisco, San Diego. But here in the friendly confines of Cleveland, Ohio, Buffalo, Detroit, Oklahoma City. Now, again, there's a reason these places are affordable. You might have sensed a common theme here.
Mm-hmm.
But what's the matter with that?
Fresh water.
Fresh water. What's the matter with that? Cincinnati, Louisville, Oklahoma City, all on the top 10 list. So, sure, it's 90 degrees out today. It's also raining. I went to have a pish, and I hadn't looked outside, at least downtown
It's
here.
supposed to be kind of rainy all week. It's going to be
raining.
hot, but there's going to be rain.
Ooh.
Might throw off my Wednesday.
Hot and rainy. 90 degrees and rainy. Oh, boy, that's comfy.
I don't want that throwing off my Wednesday. I'd be upset.
Yeah, we're out of here on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
We're out Wednesday and Friday. So is Wednesday just going to be a straight pool day? Well, is that how you will
most of the
celebrate
day.
Juneteenth?
I'm going to, just be having some people over.
Yep.
Doing some hanging out at the pool.
Yep.
And then Wednesday night, I'm moderating for Andrew Callahan at House of Blues.
Now, what is that?
He's the Channel 5 guy. Got that
Okay.
big crazy hair.
Not familiar with him.
You've seen his stuff. We've talked about his stuff before.
Have we?
He used to...
Channel 5?
Yeah.
He's a reporter?
No.
Oh.
He would go to, rallies, he went to, Anthrocon, and he went to Trump
He's like a
rallies.
YouTube guy.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the Channel 5 connection?
That's what he calls his channel.
Oh, I thought you meant Cleveland's
No,
ABC affiliate,
No,
Channel
no.
5. Gotcha.
He calls it...
He's the all gas, no brakes guy.
yeah, that's what it was.
Okay. Yes, I do know who that is. Okay.
So
He is, gotcha.
So, gonna spend the day at the pool, and then later that night, be over there at House of Blues, moderating that.
That'll be fun. Was he do a Q&A?
Yeah, he's got a film that he's showing.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited.
Oh, that'll be fun.
I like what he does.
All right. And we'll have the funny bus on Wednesday night.
Right, because they asked me, I'm like, well, I'd normally throw this to Alan, because this seems more your speed, but you got the funny bus. So I'm doing it.
Well, I appreciate that, but that sounds like way more your speed. I mean, with a guy like that?
Well, moderating is,
Yeah.
I mean, you've done a few of those things.
I
before.
have.
So,
Yeah.
any tips?
Keep it simple.
Got it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I mean, I
because it's
think,
not about me. It's literally just getting everybody else.
but I mean, you have to probably
questions.
interview him for a bit. And then,
Yeah.
usually
they're
those are,
sending me a docket where I can go through everything and figure out what I got to talk about.
right. Oh, they give you the questions?
I mean, I don't even. It's more that I think just a
Suggestions or whatever?
rundown. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because when you do those, their people will always send you questions that other people have asked. These people are on tour and they
Yeah.
go city to city, and they're like, you can talk about anything, but here's some questions that other people have asked, and they're fine, but it's like I've already got all my stuff that I want to ask. So my tip would be start off with a really difficult math.
I'm gonna. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, or with a really difficult
Hi,
math
Andrew.
problem.
What would you like
Yeah.
to know about me?
Hey,
so we can have.
Now, have you met him before, or will you
I have
be
not.
meeting him that night?
This will be me meeting him for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually prefer that because then you're going in cold, and if you've prepared yourself, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You can kind of be loose
Yeah,
with
I'll
it,
have-
and you kind of know where you're going, and
Yeah, I'll have I'll have my note cards with my questions on it. I'll have an outline of how the night's supposed to go, and we'll have some fun. It'll be cool.
That's Wednesday night at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
Are there still tickets?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Let's check. House of Blues.
Eric Adams is the mayor of the city of New York. And he has asked for Diddy's key to the city back. What does a key to the city get you, by the way?
I think it's just an honorary
It's
thing,
one of
right?
these, but they give you
It doesn't actually open anything.
Well, that's what I'm asking. I mean, they hand you a key.
yeah.
I assume it's metaphorical or whatever, but why ask for that back then if it doesn't do
Because
anything?
they want to know that the honor's been rescinded, so you need to get it back.
Like
be
when they took
displaying
back
it.
all of Cosby's honorary degrees. Sean Diddy Combs, of course, everything has crumbled for him in short order since all these sexual assault allegations have come out and blah, blah, blah. He was given the key to the city in a Times Square ceremony just last September. It's barely warm when he dropped his latest album last year. At the time, Eric Adams said, the bad boy of entertainment is getting the key to the city from the bad boy of politics. Why does everybody need to be a bad boy, by the way? Be a good boy, right? Be a good boy. And not a fake good boy. Be a good boy. Why do you think people love dogs so much? Because they're good boys and girls, right? The bad boy. There's enough of that. We got too many of those people.
Well, it's like when girls are always like, "Oh, I really like those. I like them. I like bad boys." And then
Until they start throwing them into
Right,
walls,
and
and
then
then
they're
all of
like,
a sudden,
"Oh."
oh, yeah.
No, this isn't so good after
I want
all.
a nice guy. No, you don't. There's plenty of nice
Go be
guys
with your
out there.
Go be with your bad boys.
All these girls wanted to be with P. Diddy, whatever the hell he's calling himself. Now, sure, there had to be the first girl who was getting thrown around. But once 2 or 3 women are like, well, that's not going to be me. Obviously, this is just speculation. I don't know anything about the history of the guy, but, you know, most people saw that video from 10 years back or whatever. He's throwing his girlfriend, dragging her down out of the elevator by her hair or whatever. So, city of New York, which, boy, from what I've seen recently with Eric Adams, they've got problems of their own, has asked Diddy to return the key to the city. Said, give me that Diddy key. Give me that city key, Diddy. I don't know how that works. Boy, imagine, you know, a lot of people who have been, there are people in this country who have been so reviled because of things that they've done publicly or privately that they end up changing their name. So at what point do you, he's always gone by some dumb name. At what point do you start going by Sean Combs again in the hopes that people will forget? You just start going by your real name.
I mean, you probably start going by your middle name even, because Sean Combs is still pretty well known.
Still pretty toxic.
Yeah.
What's his middle name?
I don't know. John?
Jafar?
Isn't it John?
Is
Sean
it-
John?
Oh, is that him?
John
Oh,
Combs.
yeah, you're right.
Yeah, John
Yeah.
Combs. Here.
John Combs.
Hi, I'm John Combs.
Sean Love Combs. His middle name's Love.
His Love?
Yeah.
Love Combs, I don't know. That's you can't fly under the radar like
No, Love Combs sounds like a hair care product.
that. Yeah. Have you hooked up with a lady and things got a little itchy down there? Try one of our Love Combs.
Love Combs. Get those puppies right out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the city put forth a formal request for him to return the key that they gave him, and he has honored their request to return that key to the city.
I would be so bad if, like, I got in trouble because I'm not good at, you know, people give us stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've gotten awards and stuff. They're just in a room. Like, I don't have them displayed.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'd have to, like, dig through my room and be like, oh, it's in here somewhere. You guys are going to have to give me a while because I don't really organize this stuff.
I've got
It's
other
just-
things going on
it's
right
just
now.
in a junk drawer over there.
Yeah.
It's next to my scissors.
Yep. Oh, I remember The Office.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot like that. Not my whole house, just one room.
The work area.
Yeah. My creative workspace.
There you go. Earlier this month, Howard University rescinded an honorary degree that he had gotten a decade ago. And, you know, the way that you get those is you kick in money to the school. You know, they hit you up for the dough, and then they give you the honorary degree. You know, I don't know what in. I mean, if you're Sean Puffy Combs, what do you care if you have an honorary degree? But it always comes with a contribution to the school, and he gave Howard, which is a historically black college, he gave Howard $1 million. And so it sucks for colleges when this stuff happens because they don't get any more money. Because traditionally they have a charitable foundation and they'll designate money that goes regularly to, you know, certain organizations or schools, in his case, Howard University. And so he had to return. I don't know how you return an honorary degree. And I don't know what he set up a scholarship program.
Do you get your money back?
You don't get your money back. No, that money was spent 10 years ago. Nope. I don't know what honorary degree they gave him. It's always something like, they probably made something up for him. But, yeah, things are not so good for him.
Well, it's not like he didn't earn it.
He definitely earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 30 years ago today was the O.J. Bronco chase. And the reason that I know this is because I was having sex at the time when the news broke in to say that the police were chasing O.J. Simpson. June 17th, 1994. I was getting some afternoon delight from a girl that I had just started dating.
Oh, she gave it up right away, huh?
Well, I had pursued her for a while, and she made it clear that she wasn't looking for anything with anybody. She lived by herself. She kind of kept to herself. But I was smitten. I was in deep smit. And so I really went full tilt boogie. And then we started seeing each other. Maybe she just needed a little, whatever I did, I got her. And we were, we'd only been we were on her couch in her apartment, a beautiful, sunny Chicago afternoon, June 17th, 1994. And we were just a few minutes in, and the television was on, and they break in. And because Nicole Brown Simpson, she had been killed just a few nights before, right? The Bronco chase was right after, at the time, he allegedly killed them. And it cut into our afternoon delight.
And it cut into the NBA Finals. People have a lot of stories about that.
Yeah. But it was because we were both, it was everybody was just riveted to that story. So when the Bronco chase happened, so there's that moment where we don't know if we're going to pay attention to that or keep going. But by that time, we had kind of been distracted.
Mm-hmm.
So we're both on the couch, naked, turning to watch the television, and then deciding if we're going to continue or if we're going to watch what's happening on the television.
I think this is a storyline in the final episode of Ted.
Oh, really?
Like he went to prom, and then after prom, he was trying to make it happen, and then he was about to hook up with this girl, and then the Bronco chase starts.
Oh, the same. I thought you meant a situation similar to that. The actual Bronco chase starts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe Seth MacFarlane was doing the same thing I was doing on this day in 1994.
Could be.
Yeah. You know who this is? They parodied it on Seinfeld and the whole thing. But so, yeah, we decided that we would take a break. And that when we were more clearly focused on each other, that we'd go back to it. And we did, about a half an hour later.
Well, happy for you, bud.
It didn't last. It couldn't last. We were...
Not everything has to last to be good.
The star that burns twice as bright burns half as long. And that's what it was. And now OJ's dead. It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. That's what I thought when they said OJ's dead. I said, good. That guy interrupted my afternoon delight.
C blocker.